I'm with Yehor and I'm at SE Liverpool, the greatest city in the world. And we just want to catch up really and get some sort of feel from Yehor on his journey from home to the UK, to university and to Liverpool as well. So Yehor, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I know you've been with us for a couple of months now and we've been trying to pin you down, but you've been so busy with everything that's going on, which we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of, not just my sake, but for everyone that's watching, just give us a bit of background of you, where you're from, when you joined us.
Alright, I'm 19 years old. I'm Yehor. I'm from Dnipro, Ukraine. It's like a city on the east of Ukraine, and it's like 3, maybe 2.5 times bigger than Liverpool. It's like million point something people living there. And I make beats, play video games, and I like cooking a little bit, mixing stuff, and like that's basically it.
Cool. That gives a good feel for it. A good feel for it. When did you arrive? When did you arrive here?
Yeah, like 2 months ago, like just 3 days before the course started, like September 15 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you left. What was your journey like? So your journey from home to how long did that take
So
you?
the thing is, like, the war's going on in Ukraine right now, obviously, and like the borders are closed, for like all men age from like 18 till 60 something, like 65 or something. So like I left Ukraine on September like 11, and like 2 days after there was a law coming out that says like none of the men like at all, even the students, like everyone, they can't leave at all, So like I'm just lucky,
And you came over with who? Who did you arrive with?
Oh, I arrived with my mom, my sister, they helped me with like visa stuff and like accommodation, all that type of stuff, like with my luggage, So my dad obviously can't leave Ukraine.
No.
Yeah.
And where's your mum and sister now?
Yeah, they're back in Ukraine, they got their visa and like they're back in Ukraine because, they don't want to leave that here alone.
No.
Yeah.
No. So you're here now on your own,
Yeah.
but you're with SEE.
Yeah, of course.
So
I already got some friends, like university and my student house, Yeah.
That leads me on to why university? Why leave home to come to university? That's the first part of the question. Why leave home to come to university?
We don't really got like audio production, like music related universities in Ukraine. We got, but like not that modern, Because like most of the stuff, like film universities or like music universities in Ukraine, they're like kind of old fashioned, So like they use old kind of cameras and stuff, And since I'm making like modern music, like trap, hip hop, not just some, I don't know. I don't want to offend any genre of music, But like I'm making trap, so like I want like young teachers, people who really know what they're doing,
Cool.
Not some old fashioned like guys who like use old cameras.
That makes perfect sense. So we know why your journey from home to the UK for university life. Big question.
Yeah.
Why SEE? Why SEE?
3 years ago when I was like 16 or 17, I've been to Austria in Vienna, and there like I found about SAE. Actually, no, I found about SAE from my favorite producer, Pierre Bourne. He's like American beatmaker, So he studied in SAE in Atlanta,
Okay.
in the USA. But that's how I found out about SAE initially. But then I came to Austria, Vienna, and I saw SAE. I visited the campus. They showed me like the equipment and stuff, and then like the COVID hit. Like I was locked in my house for a year, Then like the war started. That was crazy. I literally woke up to like explosions and stuff, And then like 3 years later, I found out that there's like SAE all around the world, not just in Vienna, And, like in UK and all that stuff. And I always want to visit UK,
And this is your first trip over, was it?
Huh?
Was this your first trip over?
Yeah.
It was, yeah. So we know why you left home. We know why you want to come to uni, because you're a great musician. And SEE. Why Liverpool? Why the city of Liverpool? Why choose here?
I ain't gonna lie. One of the options, one of the things is like the price, obviously, because like London prices are ridiculous,
Yeah.
It's like £500, £400 to stay a night in a hotel, That's crazy. And like also, I thought it's like smaller city because as I said before, it's like 2 or like 3 times smaller than my home city in Ukraine. And like smaller city will be much better, to like get in the flow, to like live alone and all that stuff, Because like I'm 15 minutes from the city center, And in my home in Ukraine, I had to take a bus or like a taxi for like 30 minutes to get to the city center,
Wow, right.
So it's like easier to like meet people, It's like everything small and like everything around you.
So you're happy with Liverpool?
Yeah.
You're happy with being in and the classmates that you've got as well?
Yeah.
I've read through some of the information you sent through before you joined us, and since you've been with us as well. Give us more information, and we're going to be able to see a bit more of this through this platform that you're watching this on now. Tell us a bit about your incredible And I'm not underestimating that. Your incredible YouTube subscriptions and the work and the music that you're producing and the passion behind it. Firstly, what's your YouTube site? What's it called?
Tofito Beats.
Okay, we need to a bit slower, and we're going to put it on the screen, just about there on the
Tofito
screen.
Beats.
Okay. Tell us a bit about that.
So, like I was 12 or like 13 probably, and I found out about pen typing. If you know what that is, you can Google on YouTube like pen typing. It's just guys like with pens making beats, on the table. Just like if you tap the pen, it's like a hi-hat sound. If you splash the pen, it's like a snare sound, And like that's when I started to like catch the rhythm, and like recreate the beats from like some popular songs. And then like 2 years after, I found out about FL Studio, like the program I'm making beats in.
Yeah.
So I downloaded, started making beats, watched some YouTube tutorials, Like I was always interested in like, the rhythm and like, catching the flow, like the song and stuff. And like I watched some YouTube tutorials, started making beats. Of course, like in the like first couple of months they were trash, But then like I started posting them like once a month, And then in half a year I got better and started posting like once a week, then once like every couple of days, every day. And like in a year I had like 500 beats already,
Wow.
Like 400, 500. So now I got over like 1,000 beats I think on my channel.
And
like
did all this help you with the situation you had at home, with the war and it was going on? Did this help you get through it all? You being a producer?
I mean, I've been a producer before the war, obviously. And like I started making money way before, But when the war started, actually started to spend more time, making beats. Because like we had like these alarms, like sirens, when like the missiles coming, like all the city is like ringing like with the sirens. So yeah. I mean, I've been sleeping in like the corridor, for like a couple of months.
Back at home.
Yeah.
And do you think that the situation over there, back at home, do you think that's influenced you as a producer in the music you're making, in what you're producing and putting out there now? Has that influenced you?
Yeah, I don't think I can say they like influenced me. I just started making like more beats, like way more beats, Like I mean, I got kind of scared for like my life and like my parents, like my relatives, my sister, my grandparents' lives,
Yeah.
So like I started kind of appreciate life more, So I started spending more time and like trying to get to the top like faster, Because before that I used to just hang out with my friends, do this like as a hobby, I mean, make some money and like play games and all this stuff. But now all I do is just making beats all day,
Good.
Literally, I wake up and like make 5 beats a day,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, every day.
That's amazing to hear.
Yeah.
That's amazing to hear. And honestly, I highly, wherever platform you're watching this on, check it out. What's it called again? What's your YouTube channel?
Tofito Beats on YouTube.
Which again, for the second time, is right across the screen. You can see it there. Check it out. Subscribe for it. You will not be disappointed. What about the future? What are your plans? You're here for 2 years with us. You only just joined us.
Yeah, I
what
mean,
about the future?
really
Where do you see yourself going?
I don't really know if I want to stay in the UK, Because like my goal, like even like when I was a kid, was to move to States.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Any particular place in the US where you're thinking of?
I mean, I've been to New York.
Okay.
But I got a friend living in LA, and I kind of like LA, Like I was in New York on like New Year and Christmas, and it was kind of cold and all that stuff. I mean, it was beautiful, like snow, like in movies, But like, I like, hot weather more. So like,
Really,
in LA,
Yeah, it's cold in New York at winter.
Yeah.
We've all seen Home Alone.
Yeah.
We all know what really happens in
And,
New York at Christmas.
Yeah, and like most of the producers I watch on YouTube, like the guys watch tutorials and like how I started making beats. Like there's a guy, Nick Mura. So this guy makes beats and he lives in LA. He made one of the most popular tracks in the States, like hip hop tracks. So like he and his producer collective lives in LA, as well. And they hire producers, They got
And that's your plan. That's your dream. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be in some type of producer collective, making beats, like making music,
So where you've come from to here and that dream, it's not just a dream, it's an ambition. It's all possible. It's all possible.
I know.
To live what you've been through and where you are now, getting your education at SAE, and then moving on, it's certainly possible. It's not just a pipe dream. It's something that you can really do.
I mean, the thing is, like most of the people that come here, they'd be like, I want to be like a mixing engineer or like a mastering engineer or something, But I want to be like multitask producer, So like most of the music that's being made right now, it's made like not many people, make this song.
Yeah.
Like it's just a producer, like some type of engineer and the rapper. That's all, basically, or like the artist, not the rapper, right? So like I want to do everything, kind of,
Good.
I want to do some basics and like live sound or like setting up a microphone or like recording artists, then mixing it and like making a beat always.
So going from the days when you're back home
Yeah.
and you're sitting there in your room with your pots and pans, making the noise of your pots and pans.
Yeah.
And here you are now. It's a big jump, but
Yeah.
that passion is still within you. It's still in your heart and your head. That creativity, that passion is still there. And certainly at SEE, we know we can help you with that. And that's, one of the reasons you've chosen as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just as a side, really, from a software point of view and kit and technology that you're using, from pots and pans to now, what sort of software and languages what are you using here while you're here? What do you prefer?
I mean, we got like 2 modules right now, like the live sound and the music production. I obviously like the music production more than the live sound because I'm making beats now. But yeah, I mean, I obviously learned some new stuff, but like I knew more stuff in music production, but like live sound is kind of more interesting to me,
Yeah.
I don't really like that, but it's kind of more interesting because like I don't really know anything about live sound, how to set like the amplifiers and all that stuff, And I'm sure like we got more modules ahead.
Yeah, of course. My gosh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because these 2 years you're with us, because of course the 2 years,
Yeah.
they'll fly. They'll absolutely fly.
Yeah.
And we've always said for many years at SEE, there's several bits of magic that happens. Collaboration is a big thing, So
Yeah.
today we're here on our Genesis desk, our Neve Genesis, and we're working with our film students. Film students, say hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Our film students say hello who are working with us. So there's collaboration all the time within SEE. And portfolio, which you're already way ahead of the game with. I would have loved to have heard. Have you got any recordings of your pots and pans, by the way? Have you got recordings?
I don't know.
You haven't
I
got any
didn't really
record-
record myself.
You didn't? Oh, we imagine having those recordings. That would have been cool, wouldn't it?
I mean, I still kind of remember how to do it,
We should have got some pots and pans in here now. That's what we should have done. So, going from those days to where you are now, portfolio is a big thing for us in all the courses we run, but especially within audio production, I think. I mean, all the courses, but for what you want to achieve and where you want to go. And I've got no doubt in my mind, by the way, no doubt that you will end up in LA. I know it, because you're driven for it and you're also really good at what you do. And because, last night I was listening to some stuff on your site, and I was thinking, wow, I've got a different genre of music, but actually I've been listening going, oh my days, this is good stuff. You know what I mean? It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
So where you were then to where you are now, imagine where you're going to be in 2 years' time. It's going to be phenomenal for you.
Yeah.
Well, listen, just to wrap up, what would you say, any sort of advice or guidance or inspiration to any students from outside the UK, whether they be from home or anywhere, in regards to an international student? What sort of advice and guidance would you be able to give them, even in regards to the application process, the visa, in regards to coming to SEE? Have you got any sort of...
In regards to the music?
Yeah, it was music and then actually coming to SEE. Any sort of words of inspiration?
Yeah, I mean,
to advise them?
I want to thank the SE team because they helped me a lot, like to get here. They helped me with the documents and all this stuff. Because like obviously, as I said before, I need some documents for like the border guards and stuff to show them that I'm actually a student. So they can let me out. So like SE helped me with those documents. Like they were always online. I can call them any day and like they helped me. With like my application. So it wasn't like that hard. I mean, it was hard because there was going on and stuff, but I mean, they really helped me.
Yeah.
And like from the music part of things, I mean, it's kind of different because like most of the people here, they make like techno music or like some electronic like dance music, and I make beats. So like the difference is when you make techno music, you're making a final product. So like you post it on like streaming platforms like Apple Music or Spotify. And when you make beats like me, I actually make like not really the final product because I need a rapper like the artist to sing on my beats, to rap on my beats, So that's why if you're making beats, you don't really gotta overcomplicate things like in general, I hate when people like put a lot of stuff in like music, because like when there's a lot of things going on, it's not always better,
Yeah.
It's like most of the people like simple things. They're just like Apple, Their designs are kind of simple, just little black apple and like gray like phone, That's all.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's obvious how much passion you've got for this and what you're doing. The journey that you've had, and here you are now, living the dream, if you said, as cliche that sounds, but you're actually doing it, and you know your stuff. You know exactly what you're talking about. You know it, and I can feel that. I can feel the vibe from you, a really good vibe from you. It's been, honestly, I've been really excited to try and sit down with you. My apologies for not doing it sooner. I know it's been a while since, a good few months you've actually been here, but honestly, it's been listening to you, listen to your journey of what you've gone through to get to SE. You're really welcome here as well. It's been an absolute pleasure, mate. And it's interesting. We've had a lot of students passing the window who all know we're in here now talking about this. None of them know what we're talking about, but they will hopefully you'll be able to be watching it and be able to follow Yehor's amazing journey from home to here. And watch this space, because there's some good things coming from this guy here.
Fido Beats, once again.
All the way right across there. Say it again.
So Fido Beats.
Right across the screen.
Yes,
there now. All right, cool. I'm going to do the cool punch.
Yeah.
All right, good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.